What is going on, everyone? Big time football talk. Brandt Parshall here. So you know the drill. We're just going to get straight into the football talk. This segment, we're going to talk about who is going to make the college football playoff. You're going to get my playoff predictions and a little bit of breakdown for each team. Starting with the first team we have is the Clemson Tigers. The Clemson Tigers have just been the standard in college football recently. Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in the nation and likely the first overall pick in the draft. They also returned Travis Etienne, likely the first running back off the board in the NFL draft and the best running back in the country, in my opinion. And I think most people would agree with that as well. They returned Justin Ross, the fantastic receiver who's likely going to be a top 10 pick, right up there, and has potential to be a first receiver off the board. So the offense is definitely there. Dabo Swinney, one of the best coaches in the nation, if not the best. And then their defense does return some pretty key players. I mean, there is notable losses on the defense like Tanner Muse and Xavier Thomas, Tanner Muse and Isaiah Simmons, but they do return guys like Xavier Thomas, who was super highly touted out of high school, and they also returned Skalski, kind of the tough guy, middle linebacker, great tackler, just kind of brings the energy and makes that the guy that the team can rally around. So that's why we like the Clemson Tigers in the to make the college football playoff in 2020. Next team on the list we have is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama brings in the number one dual threat recruit in Bryce Young, who I expect to win the starting job, and like to kind of run through the SEC. He's a guy with a fantastic arm, has mobility, which is just going to be a deadly combo to go along with an Alabama defense that was young last year and now has some experience. They also get back LaBryan Ray, one of their best defensive players, and DJ Dale returns after a season that, where he saw some injuries. Shane Lee is a middle linebacker that was banged up a lot. He also returns. Tide also have some weapons on offense. Najee Harris, one of the best running backs in the nation. Jalen Waddle, who was blazing fast, who's a guy you could see running in the 4.2s at the combine, just ridiculous speed. And they also do return Devontae Smith, a dude that just catches about everything thrown to him. So that's why we like Alabama. They also have a pretty good coach in Nick Saban, not bad. So that's why Alabama is one of our picks also here to make the playoff to go along with the Clemson Tigers. Next team we have is the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma, as you know, is a team that's kind of dominated the Big 12 since even dating back when Stoops was there a few years ago, and has continued to do that now with Lincoln Riley, who is a fantastic offensive mind. Still struggle on the defensive side of the ball, and that's a concerning area, but the Big 12 is a conference that has been lacking on the defensive side of the ball, and Oklahoma with new quarterback Spencer Rattler and former 5-star should run through that league. Even if they have a loss, I think it'll be their only one, and they should win the Big 12 title, and they should get back to the college football playoff for a third straight year now. The next team we have is the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators are a team that's been quiet, or has been a little under the radar the last few years. 2 years ago, 10-3, and then this year 11-2. With both their losses coming to both the teams that played in the SEC championship. Those teams being LSU and Georgia, both coming by 7 points. Florida is a team that will have a lot of firepower on offense this year. Kadarius Looney is a guy. If you haven't watched him play, go watch him play. He is explosive. Jacob Copeland is a physical freak who is likely going to step up as one of their top playmakers on offense. Also have talent on defense like they do every year, even with losing C.J. Henderson and Zuniga on defense. The Florida Gators are a team well coached by Dan Mullen, who's one of the better offensive minds in the league, who with a weakened East with Jake Fromm out of Georgia, or Jake Fromm leaving Georgia, I expect the Gators to win the East and go undefeated, and even with a loss to Alabama, which I think they'll lose to Bama in the SEC title, even with that loss happening, I expect the Gators to make the college football playoff as a one-loss team. So those are four: Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Florida. Should be exciting. That would be a exciting playoff. Obviously some blue blood teams. So So that's the 4. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more clips from Big Time Football Talk. Until next time, peace.